Firstly, number one, sorry about the croaky voice. I think I'm coming down with a cold. Hopefully, in further stages of this project, I'll sound a bit better. And shortly, the echo's going to go away. At the moment, we're in the middle of redoing the house, and this room's empty, bar me and Lord Kroak, or is it Kroak? I don't know. Anyway, recently you might have seen I did a Seraphon Star Master, a frog on a chair, and the idea was I was going to make him and further dinosaurs, building up to Lord Kroak, whatever. But that hasn't actually happened because my sister's been very generous and she's got me this for my birthday. So thanks, sis. So I'm diving on in with the main character of the Seraphon, the big guy. I've been put off buying him before because he's pretty expensive, but the character himself isn't much bigger than the Star Master. What is big is his throne thing. This like swirling, warping gyroscope thing that he's sat on. But essentially he's the same as, excuse me, he's the same basically. He's a frog thing with a skink accomplice on a throne. So, yeah, but I've got him. So let's crack him on open and see what we can see. Hang on one sec. I didn't realise that the box is actually taped shut. Right. Oh, I see. Right. Yeah, it's the customary. Nothing else in there. Yeah, inside you've got a tray. Let's have a look at the instructions before we look at the pieces. So it looks like we've got 3 sprues, choice of heads, and I'm going to go with this one. You hardly see any of his face, but I do like his nifty fancy hat. Okay, I can always save the second head, make another Star Master or something using that one. So it looks like throne first, just like the first one. Yeah, more elaborate because it's bigger. Okay, good. We got a trailing down affair, much like the other one. Yeah, and that's your attachment point to the base. At that point, it looks like there's just this one strand is holding the whole thing up. There's got to be others. There's so much weight on it. And we've got the gyroscope bits. That doesn't fill me with much of a sense of a thrill to build the bands of the gyroscope. These must be up from the base onto the gyroscope and then onto the main bit. All right, so it's going to take quite a while. Quite a few pages of, sorry, I am coming down with a cold. Quite a few assemblies before we get to the fella. And there he is. It looks like the body and the arms are the same. You don't have an option of arms like you do with the Star Master. It looks like it's only the head that is different. We've got a choice of, oh, I see. So if you've got him with his full face exposed, it looks like you have a choice of expressions then, all right? Okay. And then colours, yeah. I'm going to keep him the greeny colour that I did my Star Master because I like it. I like him like that. I've got to do something distinctive. He seems to be, because I haven't got the Seraphon book, I don't know any of the lore. It looks like he's like in mummy wrappings. So that's going to be fun to do. Yeah. And then I'm going to follow what a lot of people do and have this like turquoise colour. for a lot of it. Yeah, I mean, all this, I'm looking forward to doing. All of that, looking forward to doing. Even the little skink guy. But this bit, not so much. All right. Oh, yeah. Three sprues. I think that's the top of it. Yeah, that's the back of his head there. Oh, I see. And then two sprues joined together with the usual expected now fabulous detail. That's like the back of the Star Master throne. More carvings on this one than that one, and then the big base for him. All right, I'm going to start snipping things off, and I'm off to my local games workshop this morning. I'm going to get that creamy colour that I can never remember the name of. I'm going to be base coating it in a cream colour because I'm not going to do the grey for the stone on this one. I'm going for more of a cream affair. All right, so I'll come back with things snipped and hopefully no echo and hopefully less of a cold. Okay, so I'm at the end of page 2 and I've got this impressive piece. This is basically his throne. This is 13 pieces, would you believe? Beautiful detail, 13 pieces, much like the Star Master. The part fit is really quite intricate. It's not, well, there it is. You pop that on, pop that on, pop that on, and then the two join together up there. But then and then that bit goes on the top there, right? And that goes in, that goes under, all right? But then it all becomes intricate, much like on the Star Master one, where you have to like weave parts inside others. Yeah, it's not just a case of that one joins to that one to give you that one. It's, you see, the bit of that one is coming through that one. So you kind of like got to thread the piece through. You've got to kind of like do a dry fit, work out how it works, and make a note of just where the glue bits have got to go, and then put the glue on and then put it back together again. So once that was all done, that's that. And again, we've now got these side pieces. These are some sort of like gemstone or something. Let's have a look on the front. Yeah, that's these things. So what I'm thinking there, if these are indeed gemstones or some lamp or something. See, there's one just there, and there's one on the other side there. I might have to get out the, God, how many times do I use this word? Blue tack, and blue tack that in place so I can then, much like the Star Master's crystal inside his skull thing that he was holding, just for ease of painting, all right? Because I think the next step is to cover them up with a piece that goes on there, and you're not going to see much of that. So yeah, sub-assembly time again, I think. It's a measure of a good kit that you're so busy building away that you forget to stop and take in progress photos or videos, and that is the case here. I had a blast doing this. This is carrying on the tradition that I had with the Star Master. The build was very, very clever. It's some really good engineering, and it's got me to here. In the end, I couldn't blue tack those side bits on because this whole assembly attaches to it, so there's no way I could take that back off. I thought if there were going to be any more of these stone bands, I would have to start doing sub-assemblies, but I can get in there and get to everything there. The only thing that's blue tacked in are the two groups of snakes which sit either side of the good Lord, right? So it's Wraithbone. That's the colour that I was trying to remember, and that's what I've based it in, because the stone is going to have a Wraithbone starting colour. So that's one side, and then the other bit, Again, this was incredibly intricate. There's many pieces there, but the joining positions for all of them were so well done that you push them together with a bit of glue and they stuck almost immediately. So basically this will be joining in just 2 places, and you can see, just to keep the plastic bare, I've put a blob of blue tack there and blue tack there. It just attaches on the side into this hole here. All right, so that's the throne all ready to go. And then here's the chap. These were he was based in grey primer and then white. All right, and now I've done that. I can take that off. There he is. He's quite cute like that. I like the way the eye sockets are open. I could have thought about maybe putting a light in there and having him have glowing eyes. He's pretty armless, as you can see. There's blue tack for the joining points, and that's because I'm going to paint the arms separately, because he's cross-armed, and when he's cross-armed, there's no way I'm going to be able to get into everything that's behind his arms. So he's now in these 4 pieces. This little fella, again, grey then white. He again, he's like, what, 1, 2, 3 parts, but they all interlock over each other. He again, and it's a very tight fit. He's not blue tacked. It's a very tight fit. I'm going to take the arms off because I can't get in there to paint the rest of him. All right. So yeah, sorry about no interim building stage. It went together very well. I'll take my word for it, and I'm going to come back after I've started applying some colours. All right, so colours are underway. So this base coat of Wraithbone got a Agrax Earthshade wash. And the good thing about using a can of Games Workshop colours is you can then go in with the pot. So I've just dry brushed Wraithbone over the top. I've got to say, the left leg of the little skink is there. So I've had to paint that. Let's talk about him. I'm doing what I did before with this little fella. So over a white base coat, contrast paints, of course. Athematic blue was put on, and then I dry brushed the skin with white and Baroth blue. They got me the, it's not too bright a light blue, but that's fine. And then all the scales is the Killian green. I like this. This is how I'm going to go with all of them. So I'm going to repeat what I did when I was doing the Star Master, that happy accident of tinting the eyes with Carasborg Crimson. Seems to do the trick. And I've got to do the sails in between his spikes there. And then I can start thinking about what a skink wears for a loincloth. All right. Started on the snakes. I'm doing them one at a time. Not too keen on that green one. It's a bit too bright. That's what warp lightning. That's a bit too bright. So I've got to take that down somehow, or put black over the top of it. And this one is too dull. That's Elysian green. He's too dull. So, but I'm on my way. And then yeah, the big fella himself. Again, did what I did with Star Master, which is contrast paint of gut ripper flesh all over, which was a bit too dark. So I did what I did before, which is dry brush him with Nurgling green. And then on the top of his head, top of his arms, top of his legs, hands and feet, that's Poxwalker. All right. So that's where I am at the moment. I've an urge to, like, you know, pick out his eyes in a crimson, but you're never going to see the eyes. I've just got to get some warm tones around his mouth and lip area. But we're underway, enjoying this a lot. The next thing I've got to do is, with this, before I start putting in other colours, I'm going to start washing this with some Athonian camo shade, I think is what I did before, which I'll put on watered down, and that's going to like just tint it a greeny colour. All right, so I'll come back when I've done that, and maybe I'll start picking out all the other colours. Okay, on the main part, I'm picking out the silvers, ready to go all colourful. Okay, one on the back there as well. Got a few more to pick out. These little nodules here I've decided are going to have colour in them as well. Cracking on with the headdress. That's pretty much done. I've got to pick out the eyes, and I'm going to have that jewelled in between each spoke. And it's just difficult on this fella to work out what is bandage and what is a wrinkle in the skin. But I'm ready to put the bandages on. I've given him a little luxurious purple little fabric thing holding his crown in place. You're never going to see that, but I know it's there. And I've picked his teeth out, just got to wash them, got to wash his little lip ring, and we'll move on. Things are accelerating as we put the colour on now. So got this nice, I think this is Vallejo green blue, which is a nice turquoise, which I've seen other people do, which is nice. Picked out the little headlights that he's got. Same colour for the back jewels. I doubt very much we're going to see anything there, but I put them in anyway. It would have done, the creepers and the leaves would have done in Wraithbone, but I want them to be very bright, so I'm going in and dry brushing them with white. And yeah, the trick now is the horns. The horns aren't too dissimilar to the colour of the throne, so I've got to work on them and darken them right down to distinguish them. What else I've done? Oh, you can't really see it, but I put Nuln oil over the Wraithbone for the blocks that form part of the scenery. I really want to convey that the blocks aren't part of his travelling gyroscope thing. All right, so that's that. He's pretty much, excuse me, done. I'll soon be putting his arms and his headdress on. And speaking of which, there's one of his arms with a ceremonial mace thing. So yeah, I'm going to colour that up. Again, I'm using black over silver for an obsidian style material for any of the handles of anything, and also this this serpent thing, which seems to have that ball in his mouth. That's going to be black as well, so I've got to paint that silver first. Excuse me. And then finally, his headdress is almost ready to go. I've just got to pick out these little dots in the turquoise as well, and then do the feathers, and we're almost done. Can start putting things together, I think. Well, I'm not far off being able to put things together. Cracking on, as you can see. I don't know about this. This is a bit too turquoisey, so these like little this flame dial thing, I'm going to pick out in gold. I've got to put the turquoise in the inlay bits, in the gold bits. Got the feathers nice and bright, ready for their colour. I've done all the creepers now, and I'm picking all the leaves out in a nice bright white already. The jewels at the back there, that's a orange contrast paint over silver, which is all right, but it's not shiny enough, so I've got to put some glue on that. Yeah, we're just breaking up the turquoise on that face just there. So all good there. His headdress is pretty much good to go. Just got to do a little bit of touching up on that. On this base here, we've got a couple of skulls inlaid in there, and a Stormcast helmet, and you've got 3 skulls there. What I'm going to do next is rust all this up, this chain thing, I want that to look like it's been there for a long time. And that just gives a bit more colour in this corner. All right, I realise there's a Chaos helmet down there, so looking forward to painting that. Almost done now with the snakes. A little bit more touching up to do, but we're nearly there. The idol I'm happy with. And then, yeah, Kroak's staffs. Again, almost a pointy bird face. So that's one. And that's t'other. I've done this in purple and lilac. I'm mindful of just where that arm is going to be, and it's going to be roughly there. So I didn't want anything blue because the skink's going to be just there. I didn't want anything green because you've got a lot of green plants there. All right, so that's dictating what I'm doing there. So I'm not far off. I think I'm soon going to be gluing things together. Almost there now. The two halves of the frame thing are glued together and down and onto the base. The snakes are in, and I've just placed Kroak in place. And I asked myself, what on earth was the point of going to all that trouble with all the lights? Let me show you, because he's just placed in there. What was the point of going to the trouble of doing the lights there, the lights in that thing, thinking I've made a mistake with the colour of that dark green one, where you don't see the blooming thing, doing the jewellery over there. There was no point, but it's good fun. You know, enjoyable. You're never ever going to, once I've glued him in, you're never ever going to see them. But so I'm recording this for posterity then. So yeah, very close now to gluing him in. But before that, I just want to put a load of scatter material down, finish off the out of focus rusty chains, deal with that Chaos Knight helmet, and then I'll be done. So yeah, I'll come back once everything's finished. Well, he's kind of lost in amongst all the detail, isn't he? This is the thing when you make things in separate parts and then combine them all together at the end, it's like, whoa. But I'm glad it's worked out how it has. I've had it in the past where I've done sub-assembly paintings and put them together and then realised that the colours don't exactly work together too well. But no, I'm very pleased how this has come out. Very pleased. I'm grateful to my sister for getting it for me for my birthday, because it's an expensive kit, and I'm quite surprised if I bring in my Star Master, right? The Star Master and Kroak are pretty much exactly the same size. The throne is pretty much the same size. Really, the difference in price between the two, the extra, what, 20, 25, 30 pounds more, is really for the gyroscope thing. I thought him being the big boss of the Seraphon army, he would be bulkier than that and bigger than this chap, right? But he's not. But that's all right. As I say, it was a birthday present. I don't know if I bought it myself, I might have thought, maybe I should have stayed with the Star Master. But he's been a lovely little challenge. I've really got a taste for the Seraphon. So I have on order my second dinosaur on the way. I'm going to be doing a Troglodon when it arrives. So, and I was going to go my own way with a colourful colour scheme, but I've looked at the backstory to the Troglodons, and they're blind cave dwellers. So I think I've got to go for an albino pale skin thing, but which is a move away from what I'm doing here. But here we go. That's us done. So stay tuned if you're a fan of the Seraphon. I'll be back in not too distant future with a dinosaur for you.